With a simple case when, we'll instantly tag each sale as high volume, medium volume, or low volume. Afterwards, you'll see not just numbers, but clear categories that spotlight your biggest and smallest shipments at a glance. Imagine you run a small fruit stand and you record every sale of apples, bananas, and oranges each month. You know the exact quantity sold and the unit price, but it's hard to quickly spot whether a given sale was a bulk order or just a handful of fruit. What if you could add a new column volume category that labels each sale as high volume, medium volume, or low volume based on how many items were sold? We'll use SQL's case when expression to transform raw sales numbers into intuitive categories, so you can immediately see which orders deserve extra attention. Our table, Fruit Sales, has 5 columns. The sale_ID is a unique number for each transaction. The fruit column tells you whether that transaction involved apples, bananas, or oranges. The month column records when the sale happened, in year-month format. The quantity column shows how many pieces of fruit were sold in that transaction. Finally, the price column gives the unit price in dollars. Here are 6 sample rows. With this setup, you can already see raw numbers month by month, but there's no quick way to tell which sales were truly large or modest. The first line, Select Fruit, Month, Quantity, Price, tells the database to return those 4 columns exactly as they appear in each row of fruit sales. When you write Select, you're choosing which pieces of information to pull out. Here, the type of fruit, the month of sale, how many items went out the door, and what each one cost. This foundation is what we'll build on before we add any extra computational magic. On the next line, we introduce the case when end as volume_category expression. Case starts a conditional block that works like an if-then-else ladder. When SQL sees when quantity greater than equals 100 then high volume, it checks each row's quantity. If the condition is true, it returns the text high volume for that row. If not, it moves to the next when. The second, when quantity greater than equals 50, then medium volume catches mid-sized orders, and the else low volume handles everything smaller than 50. Finally, END_AS volume_category closes the block and names the new column volume_category. In everyday terms, you're teaching SQL, check how many were sold, then label each sale based on its size. The final line, from Fruit Sales, specifies where all these columns and conditions come from. It's like telling SQL, go fetch your data from the fruit sales table in my database. Without this line, SQL wouldn't know which shelf to grab the fruit data from, and your conditional logic would have nothing to act on. Running this query transforms our original table into one that now clearly highlights order scale. Here's how the 6 rows look with the new volume_category. Now, instead of scanning raw numbers to guess which orders were big, you have an immediate label for each sale size. This makes it effortless to filter for only your highest volume transactions when planning inventory restocks, sales promotions, or staffing needs, because you've turned raw sales figures into intuitive categories in one simple step.